This is Gaming with Crushworth. This is Crushworth headquarters, and as always, I'm Crushworth. Your likes, your comments, your subscriptions mean the world to me. And don't forget to crush that bell notification to catch all my Crushworth episodes. But I can't wait to share with you all what it is I've been recently playing. It's a really eclectic mix. I like that word, eclectic. The first game, Persona 3 Reload, and I've been playing it on the Xbox Series X. Now, I'm enjoying the remake of Persona 3. I am. Yet for me, there's a lot to love, and then one aspect just seems to push back against me. I'm about 40 hours in, and I'm fully aware that what it is I'm saying now has every chance of changing as I finish this game. I really hope it does. If at any point you're face-palming with my hot takes, just tell me to keep playing, dude. I'm no stranger to Persona. I got into these games in a big way these past few years, and this series is now among my all-time favorites. Persona 5 Royal is a 10 out of 10 game for me. After beating Persona 5, I moved on to Persona 5 Strikers, crushed that, completed Persona 4 Golden on Xbox Game Pass, and now I'm on to Persona 3. I have to tell you guys that I'm really loving every interaction between the specialized extracurricular execution squad. Atlas writes great characters. These are complex, emotional, and they're people that you could see yourself being friends with. That is a staple of the Persona series, and Persona 3 is no different. Some of the other highlights I'm really enjoying include the Persona fusing, the great and often emotional social links, and yes, this game visually is absolutely stunning, especially the anime cutscenes. Story-wise, The Dark Hour is as intriguing as it is creepy. I also find it oddly cozy climbing up Tartarus. Who would have known?
Tartar sauce? What?
Some have found the dungeon crawling repetitive, but personally I don't mind it. Now it seems an oddball statement, but I think my current disconnect of Persona 3 Reload has nothing to do with the game itself, but how it is I've played the entire series. This is a lovingly crafted remake and an excellent game, but in my opinion, I've done it a disservice by playing the entire series backwards. If I would have experienced them chronologically, I would have seen what makes a Persona game. The island, the small town and city grow and expand through 3, 4, and 5. In comparison, Persona 3 Reload is physically smaller because it is a remake of an older game. I found there's only so many places I can visit on Tatsumi Port Island. Because there's fewer spots to explore, I find the game can drag getting to the story bits at each full moon. Once things happen though, the plot is so very good. Now for something weird, different, and totally manic. I'm playing American McGee's Alice on the Xbox 360. This is a game, years ago, I could have never have seen myself playing in a million years. But there we have it. I am getting into it, and I can't wait to tell you more. The main game on the disc is actually Alice Madness Returns, but it was a pleasant surprise to find the prequel, the one I'm talking about now, on there as well. As I've gotten older and played more gothic games, it was surprisingly easy for me to get into what I'm calling the absurdist fairy tale fantasy horror light genre. Now doesn't that just trip off the tongue? Don't get me wrong, this is an extremely dark take on the Lewis Carroll classic Alice in Wonderland. It plays heavily on themes of mental health, in that Alice retreats within her own mind to Wonderland 5 years after her whole family passes away in a fire. But yes, that world is gone all wrong. The beginning of this game actually reminds me of that dark fantasy film Return to Oz that Disney put out in the 1980s. You know, the one with the Wheelers? Strange, very strange. Alice is in an asylum, and in the beginning of the film, Dorothy is in an asylum. Sunny stuff. But what more can I say about American McGee's Alice? If you are a Tim Burton fan, you'll be right at home. Okay, what are my first impressions? The worlds are just the right amount of messed up. I want to keep playing to see where the plot takes me next. I think it's cool, but this is extremely challenging, and often not for the right reasons. It's a third-person action-adventure game with old-school controls. Now imagine that you're platforming. It's right there. You just need to extend a little bit of effort to get there. You know, you might think, I've played a lot of games. I'm going to jump from the end of one platform and land in the middle of the next. But no, when Alice jumps in this game, she Air Jordans like the end dunk in Space Jam. So if you want to get to this specific area, sometimes you have to jump from like 2 platforms back because oftentimes you're off shooting it by about 6 feet. It's ridiculous, but also hilarious. I'm also finding the combat kind of clunky but passable in a lovable way. Early on in the game, when I only had the knife, I found it hard as nails. Then I got the cricket bat, and it was easier. Now that I'm further and have the ice wand, it's a whole new ballgame. I'm progressing far quicker and finding it more enjoyable now. And now, something for free. A hot tip from Crushworth. Save a lot, and save often. That's the same thing. In saying that, one time I saved with such little health and had to smash through some hard enemies soul style to get my life back. I was starting to get demoralized because the only caveat is I'd immediately die if I was hit even once. So just be mindful where it is you do save, or else you'll create your own difficulty spike, and that to me just doesn't sound very fun. And now, the final game is a first-time playthrough of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and I've been playing this on the Nintendo Switch Star Wars Heritage Pack. Now I know that both KOTOR games are download only, which is a bit of a disappointment. However, I've never had the chance to play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Missed the limited run Switch version, and so I used credit card points to grab this 7-in-1 multi-pack not long after it was announced. While no longer officially canon, the game picks up 4,000 years before the rise of the Galactic Empire and the events we traditionally equate to OG Star Wars. But with James Mangold's Dawn of the Jedi film coming out and a new timeline, I do hope KOTOR returns to canon at some point. Now, I just landed on Tatooine, so I think I'm a fair ways into the game, but I can easily see why so many people around the world know this game is an all-time classic. I am loving every moment this masterpiece has to offer me, and I highly recommend it to anyone who hasn't played it or hasn't played it in a long time. This is fantastic stuff. I also understand there's a mega plot twist upcoming and I've yet to experience it. Your efforts to avoid spoilers in the comments, even though this is an old game, are appreciated. KOTOR starts off with an absolute bang. I play a Republic soldier who wakes up aboard the Endar Spire, a Hammerhead class cruiser, and not long after I'm introduced to the Sith, Darth Malak and Darth Revan. Awesome. From the offset, I was met with a pleasant surprise. Like older D&D games, combat is entirely based on off-screen D20 dice rolls. This is close to another all-time favorite of mine, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Now I have to say, at the beginning of the game the combat was a bit daunting, and until I got the hang of it, I was waving my weapons around without connecting or blasting awkwardly until I died. Where this game stands out is the sheer amount of choices and the amazing characters, each with branching dialogue paths. My actions and how it is my character turns out on the dark side of the Force or as a light side user is up to me. I don't think we've had this level of freedom in a Star Wars game ever since, and if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. Alright, so there we have it. Here are the 3 games I've been playing recently. Persona 3 Reload, American McGee's Alice, and Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. But I want to hear what you guys have to say about these games. I know they're popular, and I know lots of you have played it, and I can't wait for you guys to sound off in the comments. Good or bad? Did you guys like these? Did you not? And until then, this is Crushworth signing out. See you later! Thanks for watching. If you haven't yet, like, subscribe, and crush that bell to catch all my videos. And, get this, reviewing games is new to me, YouTube isn't. Gaming with Crushworth joins traveling with Crushworth in the Crushworth Extended Universe. What games are you playing? Let me know in the comments below. See you later!